Alrighty, what's up, everyone? Good morning, everyone. Alright, I hope you're all been doing well. I'm up this morning, right down by the water where I used to take you guys. For any one of you guys who've been following me for a while, this was the original spot. Let me just show you guys around a little bit. That I was coming every morning. Alright, I was walking you guys down here. I was walking down here myself every morning. Alright, getting some sunlight in, getting my steps in. Alright, but we're back in the original spot. I woke up, decided to come down here. Sun's just coming out behind those clouds right now. Skated down here. And I have some news for all of y'all. I did post it in the community the other day. That I was thinking about going back on carnival. But I'm making this video this morning to let you guys know, guys, girls, whoever's listening, whoever's following, from whatever country you're from, right, that this is the official day one, okay, of going back on the carnivore diet. Okay, what I think and what I believe to be the proper human diet, from what I know from my experience. Now, let me give you guys, a little bit of an insight to why I'm going back on the thing first of all. Midgie. Alright, I'm going to give you guys a bit of an explanation about why, because like everyone to know, alright, you guys know the situation, okay, because this, essentially, from what I remember from last night, alright, it's the third time I'm trying this again, okay, but there is a reason behind it. I'm not just doing it out of the blue. So if you guys looked on the community post, and this sun's going to start coming out now, so I may turn this thing around. It's like shining off the water in my eyes right now, so I might do it on this side. You guys open up what it is. Should I just deal with that shine? It's bright shine, I don't know about that. It's Mars. Alright, how's that? Get the boat in the background. I kind of like having the sun on my skin though. Just damn bright. A black swan over here. Check him out. You'll see him? Right there? Yeah, you see him. He's cruising down. You see me pointing at him with his red beak. Must be paddling under there pretty fast. Alright, so we're gonna put this angle so that's not in my eyes so much. Alright, but anyway, the reason that I'm going back on this carnivore diet, right, let me explain. So I started the carnivore diet, the first time I ever tried it, alright, I think it was roughly about 3 years ago was the first time I had a crack at it. I remember living down in Miami. Alright, at the time I just moved into an apartment there with a guy named Matty. Okay, and I first started the carnivore diet because at the time, alright, I was just had actually stopped van life for a little bit. I was living out of a van for a bit. I told you guys on the channel previously that I was doing that. Alright, and I just moved into someone's joint, and I stumbled upon, I don't agree with this guy's values and what he was doing, but I did stumble upon Liver King way back in the day. Alright, and I was like just a little bit interested about what he was doing. And I got interested anyway. Anyway, I started to do this whole carnivore diet back then 3 years ago. Alright, and I remember when I was eating meat, alright, I was going to the organic butcher down at Miami. Little fish just jumped out the water then. Alright, and I was eating like steaks, pork, bacon, all right, and my energy levels went through the roof, like I'd never felt before since I was like a teenager, like, and that was almost instantly because the first time I ever tried carnivore, I only did it for about I don't know, roughly about 5 6 weeks, so it wasn't that long. All right, but I remember my energy levels peaking, going through the roof. Like I was running on the beach, like not running, I was sprinting, like full ball down at the beach, like pretty much every day. I was going for runs, like actual runs, and I don't usually run that much. I was usually just training all the time. You know what I mean? But I just felt so energized and so alive, and I was getting out, getting in the sun every day. I was living right by the water, by the beach. All right, kind of like, I mean, this isn't by the beach, but this is by the Broadwater. Right, and it was full of energy. But what happened was after me doing it for about 4 to 5 weeks, I actually went up to Cairns with a few of my mates, a few of my friends. Okay, at the time, and essentially we went on a boys' holiday. Right, I've been on a few of those in my lifetime, and I just ended up going up to. Oh, sorry, it wasn't Cairns. It was we went to the Whitsundays. Sorry, it wasn't Cairns that time. Cairns was another time, but we went to the Whitsundays that time. All right, for 3 days with three of us blokes, and I just got absolutely blasted, to be honest with you. And I hadn't drank in probably about a year and a half at that point, and I hadn't caught up with any of my mates at that point for like a year and a half because I moved down to Sydney. All right, and this is when COVID was happening, so I moved to Sydney, and I bought a van down in Sydney when I was living with my mum, and then I moved up and travelled up the coast. All right, and everyone told me I couldn't cross the border because I wasn't even meant to leave the suburb at the time because there was all these COVID restrictions. My mum and all these people were just telling me you can't go anywhere, you can't do this, you're not meant to leave here, you can't move. And I was like, you know what, I'm doing it. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. You know what I mean? I ain't listening to no one telling me where I can and cannot go. So anyway, I bought a van. All right, I did moved up the whole coast. Right, if any of you guys from Australia, if you know a little bit about Australia, I was in New South Wales. Okay, down that way, Sydney, which is where I originated from. All right, where my other family are living currently, but I do have some more family up here. So anyway, I bought a van, travelled up the whole coast. All right, the east coast of Australia from New South Wales all the way back up to the Gold Coast. But in the midst of that, I was living in a van, all right, and living my life while COVID was happening. So I don't want to be locked down. I mean, I wanted to be free, doing my own thing. So I was, doing that at the time, and then I did that for about, I don't know, 3 months, 6 months. Can't remember exactly how long I lasted in van life, but anyway, I did it for I think about 6 months. I ended up coming back up to the Gold Coast. Hadn't been back up here for ages. I originally moved to Sydney because I was up here, living up here, and I bought it. I bought a place with, and my ex, on the Sunshine Coast. That didn't work out, and I moved back to the Gold Coast and lived with a friend, and then I moved to Sydney, back with my mum for a bit to try and get things back on track. All right, and yeah, I was in a van. I moved up here. I ended up crossing the border. All right, everyone, you're not meant to cross the border because the border was all blocked off, like fully blocked off, and they were being patrolled by whoever, borderline security. Uh, but I ended up getting my van over because I met some guy who gave me his card and let me know that he got his van actually towed over because you couldn't just drive over the border, because if you drive over the border they'll stop your ass and then that's oh, you ain't coming over. So I met this guy and he told me that he got his van towed over, so he gave me a card of the business who towed his van over. So I called the company all right, and I got my van towed over the border from New South Wales to Queensland. All right, and then I just walked over the border. All right, because a lot of people were just walking over, but you couldn't get your car over. Situation. So anyway, I did what they said I couldn't do, what everyone told me not to do, like I usually do. All right, and I got my van towed over, and then I moved back to the Gold Coast. Well, I was living in the van on the Gold Coast for about 2 months before I moved into Maddie's, and then I was living in, and then I was into crypto at that time, and there was a bit of a run going, so I had moved into a couple of like apartments that will get me by, but I ended up moving in, to an actual. The apartments that I moved into were just like holiday rental leasehold apartments. They weren't like official apartments, so I was paying like a fair bit of dough trying to live in those things. I think I was paying like $600 a week at one stage, just living in like a high-rise apartment. That was like a week-to-week basis for a rental. Anyway, I moved into Miami, which is down further down the coast, with a guy named Matty. Started the carnivore diet, all right, and had loads of energy, more than I ever had since I was a teenager. Since I was like probably, I didn't feel like I had that energy since I was like 15, through the roof. A long story short, I went up to the Whitsundays with the boys and got in a 3-day bender and got absolutely buckled, like constantly, just the whole time, drinking, weight. Like that's what I used to do when I used to go on boys' holidays. We used to just drink for days on end, and non-stop. So that kind of sent me off. Didn't send me off the carnivore diet, because I actually did carnivore while I was up there. I was eating meats, steak, eggs, chicken, bacon, while they were all getting their, bagels and proper meals. I was just over it, going out to brekkies and lunches with them, just eating meat, just straight meat. Anyway, we got back from the trip, okay, back from the Whitsundays. I came back down, and a friend of mine, uh, named Luke at the time, sent me a message, because we're all feeling like shit, like crap, because we'll just come off a 3-day bender. And he sent me a message with a banana and like a kombucha or something along those lines with a drink, saying, I just drank this and it sorted me out. And I was like, and I wasn't feeling good at the time. I was still eating meat, but I was eating meat at the airport. But I was like, you know what, I'm just going to try this banana and this kombucha, because I'm just way too, hungover and not feeling great. So anyway, I bought the banana and I bought the kombucha after being on carnivore for like 5 or 6 weeks, feeling great, having so much energy, like through the roof. And then I ended up eating a banana and a kombucha, and I felt it in my stomach. And then after that, I just stopped the carnivore diet and I just started eating normal again. So that was the first time I did it. All right, the second time I did it was moving into this house. I think there was a brief little period before that I tried it again for a short period of time, but I wasn't super strict with it. When I was living with another friend, Mitch, at Southport as well. I probably only did it for a couple of weeks then, but I wasn't too strict. But that was like a second-ish time. All right, but the official second time that I've tried it, this is the longest I ever did it, was at this house that I'm currently living. I was on the carnivore thing for I actually started back at my mum's before I moved into my own apartment here. For I reckon about 5 or 6 months I was on this thing. All right, and I was eating strict like steak and eggs when I first started, and real high quality. And I was getting my meat from Tasmania. All right, getting it from the butcher. Apparently, Tasmania's got the freshest air in the world because the Antarctic breeze go through, so the cows have a lot of green grass that grows, and it rains down there a lot. Anyway, I was getting my steak from there, and I was getting eggs. I was literally at the start just eating steak and eggs. All right, I wasn't training, wasn't nothing. My energy came back. All the things left me when I started carnivore diet again, because currently right now the situation that I'm in, and the situations I have been in, in regards to energy wise, the reason I'm starting the carnivore diet again, because my energy levels are plunked right now currently. I have zero energy to do anything. I have almost zero will to live, if I'm being honest with you guys. Like, I just don't feel that great. I have no energy. My brain fog's back. I am borderline, don't want to leave the house sometimes. I don't want to train. Sometimes I don't feel like going to work, and I've went through bouts and stages of depression, anxiety, like just things that just aren't great at all. Like, I'm feeling that again. And to be honest with you guys, the reason I think I'm feeling it again is because if you guys have been following the channel, all right, I recently started adding in more foods. I started adding in the vegetables. All right, I started adding in the fruits and vegetables recently. And the channel's only been going for, I don't know, you'll have to look back on the last video, but I did go through a scroll last night. I think I've been going for about 4 months. But when I first started the channel, I wasn't eating jack. I was eating like these mung bean noodles with like chicken. That was it. I was fully cut out all the food like I've done before in the past. Because anyone who's been following the channel for a while, I'll let the new subscribers know, but if you guys have been following me for a while, I've tried pretty much every diet on the sun. All right, I've tried vegan, I've tried carnivore, I've tried low carb, I've tried high carb, I've tried high protein, low fat, like you name it, I've tried it. And not just type of diets I've tried to like find the highest quality food you can ever get. And I've been currently doing that. I've been buying like pure organic foods, pure meats, like non-chemical, non-hormone, no GMOs, pasture raised eggs, like the freshest water I can get. You know what I mean? It wasn't about, you know, how much it would cost me. It was just about trying to get my health straight. That's been the main thing with me since about 2017. Okay, so yeah, anyway, I've started incorporating recently fruits and veggies again. And ever since I started incorporating fruits and veggies again, I'm telling you, my energy levels have gone down. You know, my will to get up and go to work has gone down. My will to make these videos have gone down. Okay, because from what I've seen and what I've felt myself, we as humans are not meant to digest fiber. It's very difficult for us to digest fiber. We can't actually digest it. Our organs and our internal system cannot digest fiber. Okay, that's why fiber, if you know anything about pre and probiotics, okay, fiber in the fruits, well, mainly in the vegetables, but also in fruits, vegetables, wheat, whatever you want to call it, grains. All right, the fiber in these things, they call it the prebiotic fiber, and that's what's apparently meant to feed your gut bacteria because it cannot be digested by the human body. So they call that prebiotic food for your gut because there is microorganisms in your stomach that actually eat away at the fiber, okay, and give you good gut bacteria, okay. But we cannot digest the fiber. From what I've read and from what I've seen from carnivore doctors, one especially named Anthony Chaffee, you can check him out. He talks about it a lot about you can't eat, we can't digest fiber. He's an actual neuroscience doctor who does like brain surgery over in Perth. Okay, and I've followed his stuff for a little while, and you know he talks a lot about you know, he's been doing carnivore for like 6 years straight now. All right, and there's a load of carnivore people that I have followed in the past that I've started re-following again because I get to a real low point that I'm currently at now, that I have been at for the last probably 2 or 3 weeks since I started incorporating vegetables again. It wasn't so much the fruit, it was more the vegetables, okay? But the fruit is like a gateway into the vegetables from me personally, okay? But anyway, he's got loads of videos about how we cannot digest fiber and, you know, our natural you know, state as humans, you know, way back in the day was to eat meat. Okay, way back when, you know, millions of years ago, we were originally carnivores, and then the reason we started eating plants and vegetables, okay, is because it was out of survival. You know, we couldn't get our hands on meat. There wasn't a fresh cow or a lamb or a sheep or whatever to eat and to take out at the time. So that's when we started eating plants. But anyway, I don't want to tell you about too much about the history. I just want to let you know how I feel, okay, and the reason I'm doing it. And you know, hopefully, you know, while you guys listen, it may help someone out there too, because you know, a lot of people may be going through the same thing, and it's not easy waking up every day, you know, feeling like how I've been feeling. Like I got to a point probably like a week ago when I was with my mum trying to go get fresh milk, okay, and I was just at such a low point. I told her too. I just told her, like, I feel so low. My will to live is pretty much zero, and I felt like about a week ago that I never felt like this before. Like I've always had hope throughout my whole life that things are going to get better. You know, things are going to get better, and this is coming back to 2017. Like I told you, this is when all this stuff started happening. So it's now 2024. So it's been about 7 years. I've been trying to get my health straight. Okay, but I told her that, you know, my will to live is pretty much zero. I don't feel great, and I didn't know why. You know, I didn't know why, because, you know, before I started adding the vegetables in again, all right, when I was just on the fruits and I was on the meat, whoever has been following the channel for a while, that's what I've been eating, mainly fruit and meat for the last probably 2 and a bit months. All right, my energy levels have been better. felt a little bit better, but I wasn't 100%. That's why I kept looking for new things to add. I kept trying to add new foods. I kept trying to, you know, have this balanced diet that, you know, we're all told in this place that we're meant to have a balanced diet with fruits, vegetables, meats, and all this other stuff. The pyramid that they tell you you should eat, which I don't believe is real, which it's not real. That's what they want you to eat. But anyway, I'm not getting into that either. That's just, I'm not going to let you know my personal experience, how I feel, okay, and why I'm going back on carnivore. So anyway, yeah, so feeling like how I've been feeling, just not great. And yesterday, to be honest, the reason I'm starting day one on carnivore today because I don't have that much food in the house at the moment. All right, because I have chucked out a load of food because there was a load of food that I added. All right, I had a do's and don'ts list for you guys that have been following me for a while. I've had that list. I've been writing everything down in my notepad about all the things that I can eat and all the things that I can't eat. All right, things that agree with me and then things that inflame me. You know what I mean? So I had a whole list of that. All right, and a lot of the things, it was just mainly fruits and meats that I could tolerate, that I could eat. Okay, but you know, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing because you know, since 2017 is when I actually started really trying to take my health seriously. I was 25 at the time, and I just got back from Vegas. Okay, and you know, I was drinking, partying all the time because I used to work in party tours. Okay, you know, here on the Gold Coast, went to Vegas for 3 months, worked over there, was drinking, partying all the time. Then I came back and I really started trying to take my health seriously because I thought, you know, if I can get my health straight, everything's gonna just work out. You know what I mean? So I tried to do that, but for me, trying to get my health straight for the last, what, 2017, 2024, last 7 years, you know, I've tried to follow the standard diet of adding in more fruits and more veggies. All right, and me personally, for myself, I'm someone, when I do something, I do it. I don't muck around. You know what I mean? I'm like all or nothing type of thing. So I started adding loads of different foods back in 2017. Loads of food that I never eaten before. You know, and I never used to eat like spinach, sweet potatoes, like these, like just tomatoes. Like I was just eating loads of stuff that I never used to eat, and I started adding in like crazy, like black seed oils, apple cider vinegars, like, and then I just got deeper and deeper down the rabbit hole of adding like sea moss, and like I was having these huge green juices, smoothies, like garlic, ginger, onions, all types of onions, capsicums, like everything under, well, not everything under the sun, but a load of different fruits and vegetables that I never used to eat. I started incorporating because I thought they were good for you. All right, and then I got on like these people that I used to follow on YouTube. Over in America, they did like this alkaline diet, which is like a Dr. Sebi diet. If you guys have ever heard of Dr. Sebi, he focuses on alkalinity. All right, and back in 2017 too, the reason I came on this huge crazy health journey, is because the first thing that actually got me onto it was my ex got me onto juicing. She wanted to do like a 3-day juice fast, and I told her I didn't want to do it, but she's like, you know what, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to buy you some. If you want to do it, do it. If not, don't. But anyway, she ended up buying me like a 3-day juice fast, and so I did that. And after I did the 3-day juice fast, I just realized how light and how good I thought I felt from the juice. And that's when I went on this crazy, like, try to be as healthy as you can journey. Because if any of you guys have ever done a juice fast or a water fast before, all right, you know, you just feel so light, and it's a different feeling. So that's what got me onto this crazy health journey that I've been on. So anyway, and the more I added the fruits, the more I added mainly the vegetables. The more I mainly added the vegetables, was the worse and worse and worse I felt. And when I moved to the Sunshine Coast, which was I think 2019, from 2017 from 2019, had my first ever suicidal thought in 2019. All right, ever, and I've never ever had one in my life before. So at the time, 2019, I think I was about 27. All right, and I was eating crazy amounts of vegetables, like crazy amounts of vegetables, like huge green, like massive amounts of kale, spinach, sea moss, like I was saying, garlic, ginger, potatoes, sweet potatoes, capsicums, uh, every single vegetable you could get your hands on. Because I was going to the fruit and vegetable store every morning and buying fresh fruit and veg every single morning. all right, religiously, taking it home, eating it. I could fully cut out meat. I was vegan at the time, and I thought that was the answer because I was trying to be healthy, and my ex was watching all this vegan stuff, and she was trying to be healthy, and she was into all this other stuff, so she kind of got me onto it. But anyway, long story short, I had my first ever suicidal thought in 2019. I was just going for a skate, and something in my head said, just finish it, just just end it. And I was like, where did that come from? Like, I've never had one of these thoughts in my life, and I just bought a house with her. We had a brand new house we bought on the Sunshine Coast. We'd owned that thing for like about a month, you know what I mean? So everything was working out exactly the way I wanted it to, and I just was skating along and just had a suicidal thought, and I couldn't put my finger on it. I didn't know why at the time, you know what I mean? And I started thinking maybe it was the relationship with her, maybe it was just other outside things. But now that I'm at the point I'm at now, I realized that, it was the vegetables that I was eating. You know, that doctor named Anthony Chaffee, all right, he actually says one of his teachers or someone, maybe a friend of his or something, when he was in his 20s, told him that plants are trying to kill you, all right? And essentially, plants, have anti-nutrients, all right? It's their defense uh, mechanism when they're out in nature. So they don't want to be eaten, all right? They don't want to be taken out by animals, by us, by anyone. So they have defense mechanisms built within them to keep them alive, all right? And if, you know, you or me, when I was eating the plants, when I have been eating the plants and the vegetables lately, you know, I'm digesting that. And like I was saying before, we can't digest fiber. And not just that, there's toxic chemicals in the plants. So the plants, when you eat that, they release the shit in your body, and then you don't feel good. You don't feel like doing shit. You know what I mean? And that's what happens. That's what's been happening with me in the last probably 3 weeks since I started adding vegetables again. The fruits weren't so shit. I could handle the fruits, they weren't so bad. But as soon as I started putting the vegetables back in, I really felt it. I felt like no good at all, period. Like my will to live just went to zero again. My suicidal thoughts started coming back like a lot recently, guys, like heaps, like through the roof, more than ever. And I didn't know why until, I was writing things down. I was talking to my mum about it, and then I started, you know, watching carnival stuff again. I started following carnival people again because it got to a low point. And then I wrote in my diary probably about a week ago, like, I just want to be inflammation free, because I started to get inflammation. I just want to, live a healthy life. And then it's brought me back to carnival again for a third time, you know what I mean? And now I realize the reason I've been having suicidal thoughts, the reason I have not wanted to do anything, the reason my brain fog's come back, you know what I mean? When I eat the vegetables, the anxiety comes back, the depression comes back, all that stuff that I used to go through from the vegetables just came back because the plants don't want to be eaten, you know what I mean? They just don't. We're not meant to digest fiber, okay? And I'm speaking from personal experience here. I'm not speaking from anything else, but yeah, obviously I've heard people say that, but this is from personal experience. Okay, and it happened to me yesterday. I didn't have any food in the house yesterday, pretty much. I've got like a bunch of eggs, like some rice that I don't want to touch. I had heaps of fruits and vegetables in there that I didn't want to touch. You know, I have some chicken in there. I had like some chicken thighs, but I almost ran out of those. So yesterday morning, I've been eating eggs for like the last 3 days, and my energy levels have come back because I cut out eggs as well, probably like 3 months ago when I started adding. No, sorry, not 3 months. I cut out eggs about a month and a half ago. Okay, because they weren't digesting properly. But it was because I started adding the vegetables again. I started eating celery in the morning. I started doing lemon waters in the morning. You know what I mean? And then I started introducing asparagus, and then I started introducing onions. But then after I started introducing those foods, I could feel the eggs inside of me not digesting properly. And then I started to like try to detox my liver. If any of you guys have been following me and you've seen the previous videos, I've been trying to do like a liver detox. And then I was going to Market Organics, and a lady got me onto like this person named Medical Medium, and he tells you all about trying to detox your liver. And then I bought all these books, and I was like, let me try this, and they just had more plants in there, which screwed me up even more, so it's just been a huge cycle of listening to mainstream stuff, and mainstream stuff didn't have my best interest at heart. You know, going by the food pyramid, saying 5 vegetables and 3 fruits a day, a little bit of meat, you know, whole wheats, all that stuff. I've tried that like 10 times to try to do a balanced diet, and it's not the optimal human diet. You know, I just haven't been able to function properly on it. But anyway, that's why I'm back to doing carnivore, and this is day one, because I know how I feel, and how I felt when I did it. I had like loads of energy. All right, I felt great. I feel young. My skin gets better. I just start looking alive. My eyes right now aren't that white, and haven't been that white for a while. All right, like my skin just doesn't feel up to par. My energy levels are like crazy low. All right, like, half the time I don't even want to get up and go to work or do anything because my energy levels are just plonked. But so the first time I stopped carnivore was because, like I said, I got in that bender. I went on that 3-day holiday to Whitsunday, so that's why I canned it. Now, the second time I stopped it while I was at this house, the reason I think I stopped it was because I wasn't having a lot of salt, first of all. So electrolytes, because when you do this carnivore diet, you need to have a lot of salt, a lot of electrolytes, because you lose a lot of salt and a lot of electrolytes, because salt and electrolytes apparently, you know, get held in your body more when you're having carbohydrates. But I wasn't having stuff, or I completely cut out salt, and also I was really cutting out fat when I was doing this carnivore diet last time at this house, and because I was just trying to stay super lean, as lean as I could, and I got crazy lean. So, you know, there's a picture of me in the community that I posted, and I've got other pictures where I was just like super lean because I was focused on looks for some reason. So I completely cut out fats as well, which I shouldn't have, because you need mainly fats to live on as a carnivore. That is your main fuel source is fats. Okay, so that's the reason I think I stopped it last time, the second time around, because first of all my fats weren't high enough and my sodium intake was super low. Okay, so I've learned my lesson now that I need to have loads of salt and loads of fat. All right, and the recommended intake for salt is a lot higher than we think. All right, even in the last 3 days, I've been doing a truckload of Redmond's real salt. That stuff most carnivores get from Utah in America, and I've been doing a truckload of that in water, drinking that since I've just been having my eggs, and my energy levels have started to come back. You know what I mean? Because I've been adding more salt in, and I've been eating eggs again, like 12 eggs a day. I've been eating sometimes 16 eggs. Like yesterday, I'm pretty sure I ate 16 eggs. All right, and my energy levels came back. But when I ate those vegetables yesterday, didn't matter how many eggs I ate. I could have ate 30 eggs. As soon as I ate the vegetables, I became a vegetable. I sat in the house yesterday in the morning because I ate the veggies in the morning, some onions, some green onions, some carrots, some garlic. I just literally ate it, and then I sat in my room. Didn't want to leave my room. Didn't want to get out the house. Didn't want to exercise. Nothing. I just sat there for 3 hours. I'm like, shit, why did I do that? I knew this was going to happen. Shouldn't have ate the plants. It's making me feel like crap. My thoughts weren't great. You know, the brain fog came back. You know, just not wanting to be here came back. It was from the plants. But this is why I'm starting this day one again. Okay, because I know carnivore is the answer. It's proper human diet, you know, and from my experience. And I've seen, there's just too many things that I've seen through YouTube videos of people completely changing their lives from carnivore. All issues that I've been having throughout these last 7 years, like irritable bowel syndrome, inflammation, gut issues, you know, brain issues, anxiety, depression, mental health issues, you know, like the list goes on, eczema, like everything has been, not everything, but like so many things have been healed from the carnivore diet. Like I couldn't even like name everything because there's so many things. Like because you're eating how we're meant to be eating. People aren't, they don't really have illnesses. They have deficiencies, in my opinion. They have nutrient deficiencies. If you're not feeding your body the right nutrients, it cannot give you what you're meant to. You cannot live how you're meant to live. You cannot operate as a human being if you're not eating what human beings are meant to eat. Okay, if you're eating like I was eating and feeling like I was feeling, which is low, depressed, no energy, you know, anxiety through the roof, and not wanting to go out and live, that is from because I wasn't feeding my body the right stuff. And I've cut out food so much, guys, like not more than anyone, but more than anyone that I know, like ridiculous. I've tried every diet under the sun. I've tried to do balanced diets. I've tried to do low carb, high carb, carnivore, vegan, keto, all the things under the sun, the cleanest possible food you can buy ever that I can get my hands on. Local farming stuff, backyard grown stuff, like crazy. All right, but I know now that it's from the vegetables. Okay, you can get away with fruits, but the only thing with the fruits, and I'm not going to eat fruits, is because fruits is the gateway into the vegetables. And by you eating carbs or fruits, that's what you get addicted to. It's an addiction. So when I was eating the bananas and the apples and all the other fruits that I was eating, it just gives your brain a dopamine hit because you're eating sugar, and sugar is like you get a dopamine hit. So it's like borderline cocaine, but it's legal. You're obviously not getting buck wild on it, but you're still addicted to it. So you have a bit of sugar, you have a bit of potato, you have a bit of carbs. For me personally, and then I'd always want more. I'm always looking for more. I need more bananas, I need more potatoes. Like when I started adding potatoes again, I was going potato crazy for the last 2 weeks. Potatoes, sweet potatoes. I bought like a massive box of potatoes, like this big. Like I don't know, 12 kilos worth of potatoes, 10 kilos worth of potatoes, 8, whatever it was. I bought a massive thing of potatoes because I was like, I gotta start eating potatoes again. Because they were giving me energy and a high, but at the same time, it was also bogging me down. I'd get energy and a high for like, half an hour, and then I'd be like, oh, down again. And then I'd need more potatoes to get the energy back, and then down again. And then it just got worse and worse because I was eating more and more vegetables, more and more fiber. Then I was adding more and more vegetables. You know what I mean? And even for the last couple of days that I haven't been eating the vegetables, I've just been eating those sugar bananas. I have been eating sugar bananas for the last 3 days, but because I'm eating so many bananas and I'm not eating the fruits and veggies anymore, my teeth are getting damaged. My tooth enamel is starting to get damaged from all the sugar. All right, because I haven't had the quality meat available. All right, so that is why I'm doing the carnivore diet again for the 3rd time round. And let me tell you guys this. I can promise you, I'm promising myself, not just you. Right? I'm promising me here, but you guys are along for the journey with me. I'm promising me that I am never, ever, 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 ever going to feel like that again. I'm never going to feel like how I felt. I'm never going to feel so low, and I'm going to do this carnivore diet forever, for the rest of my days, for the rest of my life. I'm making it official on here to let you guys know, let me know, let everyone know who watches this, mainly for myself, that I'm doing this for the rest of my life, and I'm gonna see where this is gonna take me, because I really believe and I really feel and I really think everything inside of me tells me this is the answer that I've been looking for this whole time, and it was under my nose this whole time, and I've done it before, but I just didn't do it right. You know what I mean? Like I said, the last few times that I did it, the first time caught me off guard because I went drinking, didn't help. Got on a 3-day bender, ended up eating a banana and some kombucha, messed me up, started on the trend again. Second time around that I did it at this house, which was only about, I don't know, I was on this thing about 5 months ago. The reason I stopped was because I cut out salt and I wasn't having high enough fats. I was literally just eating like rump steaks, and I was cutting the fat off the rump because I was just trying to get super lean. And I got the leanest I'd ever been in my whole entire life. Like, if I could show you guys photos at some stage, I will. My muscle definition was through the roof. I just got crazy lean, crazy strong, because your strength goes through the roof when you go on red meat. And, I was watching a few videos yesterday about a lady who did do carnivore, and a lot of the things that people go through in regards to their health, everything that I've been saying has got to do with your liver, okay? A lot of people have fatty liver from all the carbohydrates and all the vegetables and everything else they're eating, because your body, it's difficult to process all that. Like I said, we can't digest fiber, so it puts a lot of strain on your liver. And before I started thinking about doing carnivore again, I've been trying to detox my liver for the last 1.5 months. That's why I started doing the lemon water again. That's why I started doing the celery juice again. All the stuff to try and fix my liver,
because your liver is the biggest detoxifier. Your liver detoxifies your whole body. Everything in your body gets detoxified by the liver. So if your liver's not functioning properly, which mine hasn't been, and let me mention, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't party, I don't do none of that anymore, period. I haven't drank for almost 2 years, right? And I don't party or nothing anymore. So it ain't got to do with that. And like I've been telling you guys, like I said, if you follow the channel, I've been eating since the last 5 months the cleanest food you can get, all organic. All the meat and the eggs I buy are pasture raised. If not, they've got no hormones, no added chemicals. You know, all like the top quality stuff I could find. You know, here on the Gold Coast where I'm living in Southport, I was hunting everywhere for the most quality food and water I could get. Okay, and still I was feeling like absolute trash, like crap. Didn't want to do nothing, and that's me eating as clean as possible, having a balanced diet, sleeping 8 hours a day. If any of you guys have been following the channel, you know I harp on this channel about sleeping, about getting sunlight, about getting out in nature. Okay, that's what I harp on this channel because that's when I feel my best, and that's what I've been doing. Also, I've been getting out in nature every day for 2 hours. I've been sleeping 8 to 10 hours a night. I've been getting 2 hours worth of sunlight in every day, and it still doesn't matter. It hasn't done shit. You know why? Because I've been eating the vegetables. I've been adding in the fiber, and my body has not been able to digest it. So I haven't wanted to do nothing, even though I've been doing all those things that are so good for you: sleeping, eating, sunlight, all of it. I still felt like absolute, you know what I mean? And every time I do eat vegetables, all right, guys, every time I incorporate a lot of vegetables again, I just don't feel like living. I don't. I feel like isolating. You know, I don't want to talk to friends or family or nothing. I just don't want to do anything. I don't want to really leave the house because I don't have it in me. I just feel like ugh every time. So that's an explanation anyway. Why I'm back on the carnivore diet, because I personally want to get my life fully back on track. Fully back on track. You know, and I haven't felt like my life's been on track for 7 years. 7 years. That's a long ass time to be going through all these ups and downs and lefts and rights and highs and lows and all this stuff, and I'm over it. I'm just completely over feeling like I don't know what to do. I'm over guessing. Let me put it that way. All right, guys, I'm over guessing. I'm over the guessing games with the food. I'm over the guessing games with what I should and shouldn't do. You know, because I know what I got to do. I know what I should do. I know it. It's eat meat. It's eat meat. It's drink water. It's get sunlight. It's get out in nature, and do it consistently so my body can heal. My body needs to heal. I've had too many years of eating vegetables, loads of them. Too many years of seed oils. You know, apparently seed oils, from what I've seen, stay in your body for about 2 years before they come out of your organs. Seed oils are like the worst thing you can do for your body. Is seed oils, like olive oils, peanut oils, avocado oils, all that stuff that I heavily started putting on my food in 2017 because I thought olive oil was the healthiest oil you could eat. You know, that's what I got told. You know, they tell you to eat olive oil. They tell you to eat like the Mediterranean diet. That's apparently the most healthiest diet you can eat. So I incorporated that, and then I started the alkaline diet, and then I did the vegan thing, and then I did all this stuff over the years. I did juicing, I did water fasting, I done all of it. And the best I ever felt when I was doing carnivore, by far. I felt grounded, I felt energized, I felt here. My circadian rhythm comes back. So circadian rhythm is when the sun goes up and the sun comes down. Like you just wake up when the sun comes up and you go to sleep when the sun comes down because you're eating meat, you're eating like animals. And like lo and behold, you know, we are animals. From what I've seen and from what I've heard and from how I feel on a day-to-day basis, like we are animals. Yes, we are human beings, but we are also animals. You know, way back in, you know, the caveman days, or, you know, the Iceland days or whatever, we was animals hunting other animals, eating other animals. You know, we weren't domesticated. We weren't living in houses. Like I've said previously on the channel, we weren't, you know, let me move. No, I'm just going to keep this here. The sun's moving a bit, but yeah, we weren't living in houses. We was out hunting. We was out in communities, in tribes, you know, whatever the case may have been. You know, we weren't domesticated. You know, we weren't eating plants and fruits. Maybe we were eating fruits, but we weren't eating plants and vegetables. You know, and the only time we were eating plants and fruits and vegetables is when we couldn't get our hands on meat. It was out of pure survival to try and survive. and that was what it was. So that's why humans started eating plants and vegetables. But our main source of food before we started eating plants and vegetables was the meat, was other animals, and that's how we thrive. That's how we feel our best. That's how we feel our strongest. That's when our hormones come back. That's when we have a will to live. And let me tell you guys from personal experience, not just from watching YouTube videos and seeing other people's experience, from me personally, I'm telling you, since I started having plants, fruits, and vegetables again, my will to live has completely gone down. You know what I mean? My hormones are completely gone down. My sex drive is pretty much none, period. And that's from me eating as clean as possible, training every day, getting out in the sun, like working, everything. And my will to live is none, period. And I'm 32 years old. I shouldn't be feeling like this. Sometimes I feel like I'm 90 years old at 32, which is not normal. You know what I mean? But when I start incorporating the meat again, like I did, everything comes back. My will to live comes back. My hope comes back. My goals come back. My drive comes back. My hormones come back. My sex drive comes back. My wanted to hang out with family and friends come back. My wanted to make these videos come back. Like, and all the other stuff goes. The depression goes. The anxiety goes. The mental craziness goes. The gut issues go. The inflammation goes. The low energy goes. And I mean, just everything. Like my skin gets better. My hair starts growing. My eyes get whiter. Okay, and they're not so yellow. And the last time I did the carnivore diet too, because I was eating grass-fed meat, my eyes actually started to get more hazel. I remember looking at my eyes 6 months ago, and I was looking in the mirror all the time because my eyes were like, the green was coming out of my eyes, like the most green my eyes had ever been. Because I do have like brown/hazel green eyes, but the hazel green really started coming out of my eyes when I cut out all the vegetables and I was eating just grass-fed pure beef. I just was healthy, happier, and I just felt great about life in general. You know what I mean? Like I was telling my mum on the phone last night, I told her again that I'm doing carnivore, and she's like, and I was like, if you want to try with me, you can, but you don't have to. But I know where I need to get to with my life, and I know, if I got to get to where I actually have to get to, I have to have the energy to get there first of all. Because eating the way I'm eating, I'm not going to have the energy to get there. But if I want to get to where I want to get to, I've got to do this. When I eventually do start a family, I'm going to have a carnivore family. They're going to be eating meat just like me, and they're going to be feeling good. They're going to be feeling energized. I've seen families that have fully transitioned into carnivore, and they all look healthy. They all look happy. Their skin's glowing. Their eyes are white. They look alive. They look grounded. And then I've also seen other people that are not eating carnivore, and they're eating a balanced diet: fruits, vegetables, wheats, meats, dairy. And I see how they look, and I've seen vegans how they look, and I've seen people that just do juicing how they look. And let me tell you guys, I haven't just seen them. I've been it. I've been that person. Okay, I've done it. So I know how I felt, and I know how I feel when I did it. So it's not just witnessing, looking, seeing it. It's actually first-hand experience from doing it. Okay, so I'm coming from a place of experience here. So yeah, letting you guys know what I've been through, so hopefully you guys don't have to go through it, because the stuff I've been through for the last 7 years with my health, and even currently right now to this day, I wouldn't want anyone to go through what I've been through. No one in the world would I wish upon. All the issues I've had internally, externally, jobs, relationships, family, moving like at least 10 times, and maybe not 10, I'm probably 10 times, in the last 7 years, like here, there, everywhere, because I just haven't felt whole. I haven't felt grounded, and I'm always been chopping and changing. But when I get back to the meat, when I get back to the carnivore, I feel grounded, I feel here, I feel energized, I feel alive, I feel like, my hope comes back, my drive comes back, because I know how I feel, and I know, it's the proper way to live. It's how we were all living way millions of years ago. It was hunting. It was hunting out in tribes, out in nature all the time, not domesticated in houses, going to supermarkets, buying foods, and just sitting on the couch, ain't doing shit, not doing much, not exercising, nothing. So that is the reason why, guys. So I'm gonna bring you guys along for the journey. Day one carnivore. It's on, and I'm excited, and I'm happy to share the news with you guys, and I'm excited, and I'm happy that you guys can come along for the journey with me. You know what I mean? And hopefully, maybe some of you guys that are listening, if you're going through anything that I was going through, anything, if you've ever felt down, depressed, anxious, ever had suicidal thoughts, you know what I mean? Like you've had inflammation, you've had your gut come out, you know what I mean? And then you've been through bouts of, you know, just not feeling good internally. Because like honestly, like I've told people this before, you know, I've told my mum heaps of times, like I just have felt so much for so long that there's been this internal battle going on within me. There's been a war going inside me. You know, and that's just how it felt. But it's just been the food. It's been the food. You know what I mean? Because it hasn't been able to digest what I've been eating. So I've been feeling like I'm almost at war with myself. You know what I mean? Because that's how it's felt internally. Because when I've been not been putting the right foods into my body, you know, my liver has not been digesting them, and all my other organs, kidney, whatever else is going on, stomach acids, whatever the case is and has been, you know, you have an internal battle with yourself. You get a voice inside your head, like the precious, anxious thoughts, like suicidal thoughts, like, you know, come up, because that is your body, that is my body and your body having a response to, you know, doing something that you're not meant to be doing. It's your body talking to you, saying, hey mate, listen. Hey girl, guy, listen. This isn't right. It's not working. Do something else. This is a response to what you're putting inside of you, inside of me. Clean this shit up and fix it. So, you know, I'm at that point where this is the only option, and I know this is the option. There is no other option. I know from personal experience, from me doing carnivore 2 other times and trying everything else under the sun, that this is the way I'm going to live for the rest of my life. This is the proper human diet. All right, and for any one of you guys that have been following me for a long time, since the beginning, all right, I've told you guys before, I used to work in the fitness industry too. I've worked at gyms, all right, multiple gyms. I've tried, you know, doing the gym thing, high protein, high carbs, a little bit of veggies, you know, coconut oils, you know, all that stuff. And two, I just felt heavier, bogged down. Like I've got loads of photos, guys. If I can somehow get into my old Apple photos, because I don't have an Apple anymore. All right, I've got an Android, which I like a lot better. But if I can get my old password from Apple, I've got loads of photos I'm going to upload on here at some stage and show you guys what I look like when I was eating a normal balanced diet and I was training every day at the gym. Like I was 15 kilos heavier, like that. But it was just all of the fiber sitting inside my body that I could not digest. So I just put on weight. And for the last probably, I'd say since, you know, for the last probably 3 years, I've been up and down my weight. I can go anywhere from, like, if I really get crazy lean, I can go from 57 kilos to 75 kilos. That is my threshold, 57 to 75. Okay, and that's like a, what's that, 20, 57, 60, I don't know, it's like an 18 kilo difference. That's how much I can fluctuate in weight. All right. It's crazy. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Because you know, when I started eating normal food like potatoes and carbs and rice and everything else, it's an addiction. I've been addicted to the carbs. I've been addicted to the sugar. Because every time, like I was saying, you eat carbs, you eat sugar, your brain gets a dopamine release. You get a little bit of a high for half an hour, and then you start feeling down. Then you want to get more. You start feeling down, then you want to feel more. You know, so I'm gonna break that addiction. And get back on the carnivore. No carbs, high fat. You know, loads of protein. You eat a lot of protein when you're doing carnivore, anyway, because you're only eating meats and eggs and butter if you want to. Whether I do butter or not, I don't know. But let me tell you guys this much, all right? That I have ordered from the place that I get my eggs, all right, an eighth of a cow, okay, an eighth of a whole cow. So it was like $600. I've got an eighth of a cow coming. It should be coming sometime this week, Thursday or Friday. It's meant to be here. All right, today's Monday here on the Gold Coast where I'm at. Okay, so that's going to get here. I've got a bunch of eggs up there still, so I'll probably get some more eggs as well. And I'm going to start back on this beef. Get back on the beef, get back on the eggs, you know, get my life back on track. And I'm going to consistently do this. Not just 1 day, not just 2 days, not just 5 months, not just 5 weeks, for the rest of my life. And I'm going to see where it's going to take me. And you guys can come along the journey with me. Okay, so that's the situation. All right, and I thought I'd give you guys a little bit of a backstory about why it's happening, because for me it's essential to live. Like I promise you guys. I told my mum this last night. I've been telling her for a while. My will to live is pretty much zero, and that's from eating vegetables, feeling like how I'm feeling. So for me, there is no choice. But I'm glad I'm back at this stage, because even talking about doing carnivore again, you know, is making me feel good, because I know how I felt when I was on it. And when you're on carnivore and you eat meats, you just feel like a whole different person. But let me tell you guys this much. All right, I'm gonna say the word carnivore, but there's more to it than carnivore for me personally. For me personally, all right. And let me explain to you why. And if I do talk about carnivore on this channel, I want to go deeper into it. It's not just about carnivore. It's not just about eating meat and water and eggs and cutting out carbs, because I've done that too. And let me tell you, it's the quality of your meat. Like, it's deeper than carnivore. There's a lot of people out there that talk about it's just eat meat, just do a carnivore thing. No, 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 no. It's deeper than that, because I've done that too. And if any of you guys have been following me for a while, probably about 2 months ago, I don't know if you guys remember, I bought a big freezer, massive freezer about this big. All right, it was huge, and I bought like 30 kilos of wings. And let me tell you, those 30 kilos of wings, I chucked them all out the other day, because they're not good quality wings. They were shit. They're only $3 a kilo. And every time I ate those wings since I started this new job, I felt heavy, I felt bogged down, because there was shit in the wings. They weren't clean, you know what I mean? However they were getting packaged at the farm, the industrial farm they were at, all it said on the package was no chemicals and no added hormones. It wasn't organic, it wasn't quality. And I know it wasn't quality because it's the way I felt. Every time I ate those wings up there, I felt dead. I literally felt dead on the inside. For 3 days straight, I'd eat the meat and I'd be like, boom, dead, inflamed. Boom, my gut came out, inflammation came back, my thoughts came back, my, you know, just crappy thoughts for 3 days straight come back. So it's more than just carnivore, because you can be carnivore and get inflamed. You can have inflammation from carnivore. That can happen. All right, from eating eggs that aren't pasture raised, and they're caged, and they're industrialized. Okay, people just trying to make a profit from the meat and from the eggs. You're going to get inflammation from that, okay, which is going to give you mental health issues, which is going to give you, you know, issues with your internal system. Okay, so it's deeper than carnivore, guys. I don't want to just harp on about carnivore, and when I keep explaining this day by day basis, I'm gonna get deeper than carnivore, because I don't just want to be someone just saying, hey, I'm carnivore, it changed my life, because no, that's not the case. It's not just about carnivore. It gets deeper than just carnivore. Okay, I've seen loads of carnivores just say just carnivore, and I think it's a great message to just start eating more meat and cutting out fruits and vegetables. Yes, 100%, you're going to feel way better doing that. Go into your store, your local store, and buying meat. All right, whatever that case may be, whether it be a Woolworths, a Costco, a Coles, eating meat, cutting out vegetables, you are going to feel good. But at the same time, if you're eating shit quality meat, because most of them are shit quality meat, you're still going to be inflamed. So you're not going to be 100%. You're still going to have some issues going on, because the meat is industrialized. It's not meant for your health. The meat is meant for profit. The eggs are meant for profit. So your health's not in mind. So they're going to feed them grains. They're going to try to speed up the process to grow that chicken. They're gonna you know, they're gonna put stuff in the butter. They're gonna put stuff in. They're just gonna add additives. They're gonna add hormones. They're gonna add GMOs. They're gonna add things that you should not be eating. So this is the other thing that, you know, I want to speak about here, is it's deeper than carnivore. Just like before, when I was buying organic and all that other stuff, you know, because I was trying to stay away from the pesticides, the sprays, you know, the unnatural soil, the shit they put in everything in 2024. Let me just tell you that much. Okay, not just in the fruits and veggies like I was eating, but in the meat. You know, because it's the quality of your meat. That's what I want to tell you guys about. It's quality over quantity. You know, so if you're getting quality meat, you know, if you can, try get your meat from an actual farm, like a local farm where you live. That's what I'm doing at the moment. I'm trying to get my meat from the farm that I trust. That's where my meat's coming from where my eggs are coming from, because I trust those guys. It's the only brand of eggs that I eat. It's the only brand, and I've tried every single brand of eggs you can literally ever think of. I've tried all the eggs I can get my hands on the Gold Coast. I've tried all the waters I can get my hands on the Gold Coast. I've tried loads of different shops. I've went hunting like a madman for the last 7 years trying to find the highest quality foods because I've been trying to take care of my health the most. So let me just finish on that note that if you're going to do any of this, you know, for me personally and for anyone watching this, this is about quality. Try go to a farm, get your quality meats. If you're going to get eggs, get pasteurized farm eggs, not just cage free, all that type of stuff, because there's stuff in them. They're not meant for your health. They're just in it for the profit. So that's the note I'm going to finish on. And also I'm going to let you guys know, like I think I told you on a previous video, the water that for me I'm currently drinking now, and let me tell you guys, I've tried all the water under the sun. Spring water, maybe not all of them, but spring water, alkaline water, mineralized water. You know, I used to get my water delivered from the mountains. All right, but the water that I found that is the best for me, and I think the best for any human, is just distilled water. Just distilled water, the way nature intended it. So I've been buying bottles of distilled water, a 5-litre bottle for about $5, and let me tell you guys, it's just clean water. There's nothing in it. Distilled water is the way nature, that's how they do the distilling process, the way nature intended it. So it's just like an evaporation process. So they evaporate the water, all the pure H2O that is just water comes up from the steam, and all the nasty crap at the bottom, the heavy metals, the chemicals, the pesticides, the funguses, you know, bacteria, all that shit stays at the bottom. Okay, and then all of the natural H2O, just like nature does it from the ocean, okay, sucks it all up into the clouds, and then the clouds rain clean H2O. Okay, that's exactly why I now drink distilled water for the last week and a half. After all my hunting and searching for the last 7 years about trying to find a quality water, okay, because I haven't been drinking tap water for years, but I've also been trying to, you know, incorporate different waters. Distilled water is where it's at because there's nothing in it. It's completely uncontaminated. It's just H2O. And I know this personally as an actually fact that it is just H2O because I have a little measurer up at the house that can measure the, it's broken now, but when it was working, it can separate all the heavy metals and all the contaminants in the water and show you how much good stuff is in the water. I think it's called ppm, and it shows you all the contaminants in the water. And then I've got also like a separator that I bought up there. I might have to buy another one so I can show you guys in a live video what's in the tap water, because there's so much shit in your tap water, heavy metals, pesticides, rust, shit from the tap. So that's why I haven't been drinking tap water for years. So I've got proof evidence up there with the little thing that I've got that I bought off eBay. All right, so that's a little bit about why I'm doing carnivore. All right, and when I have been eating the eggs again, and I had a little bit of stick of butter last night, my brain starts working again. All right, and I know when I do carnivore, my memory starts coming back. Okay, and when I'm not doing it, and I'm eating all this other stuff, my memory's gone, brain fog's there, blah, 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 blah. So I'm excited. Let's get this thing cracking. Enough chat about that. I'm going to enjoy the rest of this morning. I do need to get to work. All right, I do have work this morning. I'm working from 8:30 till 2:30. I am going to get a training session in on here this afternoon. All right, so back out in the sun, back doing my thing, back to feeling good, back to, you know, having a will to live, and, you know, I'm excited. I'm excited to share the journey with you guys. So that's a little bit about that. Soaking up the sun every morning again. I'm going to get out here every morning, soak up the sun. All right, get the sun on my skin, and try to see the sun come down every day as well. Get my circadian rhythm back, and eat well, do well, all that type of jazz. So thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for watching. For any of you guys that did make it to the end of the video, you're the real ones. You know what I mean? For everyone who's been following me from the start to this current point, you know, I appreciate all of it. You know what I mean? But this is a journey that I'm on. This is a journey that I have been on. But I know the answer, and I know what I got to do. So I'm gonna do it. Let's do it, and, you know, have a blessed day. enjoy the day like I'm gonna do, and let's make it happen, Captain. Pow! Chat to you all soon.